If we were to look at the anatomy of the arm, this long bone right here is known as your humerus. This bone that runs on the same side as your thumb is known as your radius. This bone that sits on the inside or the medial portion of your arm is known as your ulna. Now, your ulna is what makes up your elbow. Now, if you look at these small bones right here, this is what makes up your wrist. These are known as your carpal bones. Now, your carpal bones are only attached to your ulna and radius with what we call ligaments. Ligaments are what attach bone to bone. What happens when I go for a wrist lock is I'm either hyper flexing my opponent's wrist, meaning I'm bending it beyond the point that it should go, or I'm hyperextending it, meaning I'm extending it beyond the point it should go. When I hyper flex my opponent's wrist and I don't put a barrier behind their elbow, they're going to be able to go along with the momentum or the flow that I'm creating. If I were to start hyperextending the wrist and there's nothing behind the elbow, they're going to be able to do the same exact thing. That's why you need to bend the elbow and put a barrier behind their elbow anytime you want to initiate any type of wrist lock. That's going to stop them from being able to move. And then when you start either hyperextending or hyperflexing the wrist, it's going to put a lot of strain on the ligaments and the tendons. Tendons are what attach bone to muscles. That's going to put a lot of strain on either or and potentially tear or destroy them. Trust me, I have 2 torn tendons in my wrist. If I'm able to hyperflex my opponent's wrist and there's nothing behind his elbow, he's going to be able to tolerate this and go with it, right? Yeah. You can tolerate this? Yeah. The moment I put a barrier behind his elbow and I do the same thing, I'm going to get the tap. How did that feel?
I hate it.
If I don't have a bend in his elbow and I don't have anything behind it, this isn't going to work. The moment I'm able to bend his elbow and I'm able to start applying pressure to his wrist to hyperextend it, I'm going to get the tap. Let's say my opponent grabs my shoulder. If I'm able to peel his arm off, I'm able to bend his arm, and I'm able to start hyperextending his wrist, I can get the tap. If I'm able to start hyperflexing the wrist, I'm going to get the tap. If I don't have anything behind his elbow, but I can apply pressure to his arm, he's more than likely going to go with the flow. So for all you guys who say Steven Seagal is a fraud and he's not legit, you don't know shh. I was just playing about that Steven Seagal line. I was out of line. Sweet.